I was like fighting and trying to stand up, and they had to hold me down on the bed, which I cannot remember, thank goodness. I followed the process, went to the GP, went to get a scan. My GP called me and said, please get to a gynae as soon as possible. So I let my mom phone my gynae because she just has a way of working with people. She got an appointment literally that same hour, and basically you get different types of cysts. So you get a normal one that's just a normal bund, like a normal layer outside that's thin that can pop. Then you get a complex cyst, and that's what I had. So afterwards I obviously saw the images, and it's very thick, and you can kind of see that it's not going to pop, but it sometimes does. Said that because I have the complex cyst, you need to operate because it's not going to go away on its own. So he wanted to operate the Friday. That was literally the next day. So I was like, no, you too quick. I am not ready for this. And I said, can we maybe try the medicine that makes it smaller? I then from there went home, and my mom and Dylan was like, you are so stupid for wanting to wait. So I called the gynae back the next morning, and I said, okay, if you still have a slot open today, I'm ready. I prepped myself. Let's do this. To the hospital, got checked in, explained everything from head to toe. I always get a bad reaction, so I woke up, and they say, even when they try to put me down to sleep, I was like fighting and trying to stand up, and they had to hold me down on the bed, which I cannot remember, thank goodness. But then when I woke up, I couldn't breathe. So ever since I had the surgery to remove my sweat glands, I struggle to breathe whenever I wake up from any surgery. It's not the funnest thing to experience. So they had to give me oxygen, and I had to keep me there for like, I would say 40 minutes. I went back to my bed. The doctor came. He said, okay, if you can drink water, you can keep it in. If you can eat something, then you can keep it in, and you can just go to the bathroom. And, you know, if you can just urinate, if that's the right word, then we can let you go home. So I had all of this done by, I would say, 3:30-ish. We literally waited almost 3.5 hours for my medicine to arrive from the pharmacy. So from there, we came home. I'm not gonna lie, the first 3 days is extremely painful. To get up is painful. To use your abs at all is very painful. And honestly, I did not expect as much pain. Try and make sure that you drink your pain meds as it's prescribed. The one is every 6 hours, the one is every 8 hours. The pain of the surgery, I would say, is like an 8 out of 10. I do have quite a high pain tolerance, but this was a lot more intense than I expected, especially on the inside. Like the cuts was nothing. Honestly, I could have handled 10 of them. It's the inside that was so sore. Like I can feel I couldn't cough. So yeah, I would give it an 8 out of 10. Okay, bye.
Oh my goodness, finding out that you have a cyst and having to have a surgery done literally the next day must be so insane, because it sounds like such an emotional, rough process that she went through. Like, that is so crazy. It's such an insane thought to think about, just finding something out like that and then having to make a decision about your health on the spot sounds so crazy to me. And it's such an insane thing to go through. But she seems like very calm, cool and collected. But that was such a crazy thing that she had to go through. And then when she went home and her family was like, you should have done the surgery the next day, it's so crazy to go back and then actually do it. It's so crazy to go through all of that in such a short space of time. But these things have a way of expanding, so it's really good that she got everything out of the way. But it is just so crazy that she went through all of that. The healing process for that kind of procedure sounds insane. Not being able to get up, move around, and not being able to live life the way that you normally do just seems like it's so intense and so crazy. But it sounds like she had a lot of support to get through it, and it sounds like she has a lot of love in her life so that she could have help and support as she's going through all of that stuff. But that kind of surgery sounds so intense, and it just sounds so crazy and so insane. But I'm glad that she got everything removed, and I'm glad that she got everything out of the way. She initially wanted to try a medicine that can slow it down to make it smaller. And I think that sort of medicine would work. In her case, it seemed to be a rapid progression of something, and I'm glad that she got the help that she needed when she needed it. And I hope that her healing time is not so painful, but not being able to move around, not being able to stand up, constantly needing help, that sounds so crazy and so insane. But yeah, I think that the healing time is going nicely. That sort of procedure just sounds so awful and so crazy and so insane to deal with. Like, wow, that is so crazy, truly, honestly.